Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I promised a couple of people from my nutrition class that I'm taking that I would get a overnight oatmeal recipe on here today. Now, I haven't been recording. I'll explain why with my new video that's coming out on Monday. However, I wanted to make good on a promise and get this video out today. So this is for you guys in my class. I hope you enjoyed these recipes. I'm gonna give you a basic recipe, but also give you some ideas of other flavors you might want to try. So here we go, it's really simple. So what you need is an oatmeal, and I get the old-fashioned oats because they're just, you know, good. I don't get the quick cooking rolled oats or anything like that, but I get this one, this exact one, old-fashioned. It's very easy and I don't have to cook it. I personally don't like hot oatmeal, but if you do, you can take this recipe out of the fridge when you're ready to go to work or eat breakfast and literally just microwave it and heat it up. Okay, so what you need is a half a cup of oats in each of the containers. So I have 2 containers, I'll make 2 different versions. So a half a cup of oats, level it out, and you're done with that. What I like to add to my base recipe, no matter what, is some chia seeds. So I just sprinkle some in, I do not measure. And some, yeah, so I just sprinkle. The other side's better, but for some reason it never opens. Okay, so you could see I'm just kind of freestyling that. If you don't like chia seeds, don't add chia seeds. It's that simple. So that's there. I've been lately adding flaxseed meal because flaxseed has a lot of omega-3s and things that I no longer get from eating, let's say, fish or anything like that has it added, because I don't eat animal products anymore. So, and I heard that if you grind up, learned this in our nutrition class, if you grind up the flax seeds, they're absorbed into the body and used, and if you don't, then they're just passed through the digestive system. So I take 1 tablespoon, really doesn't matter, whatever, 1 tablespoon, and I add it to each one. You don't have to add flaxseed meal. This is something I've just been recently doing. But actually Trader Joe's sells it, and it's pretty affordable. This is what it looks like. And then keep it in the fridge once it's open. Okay, so to this, I then add cinnamon. I just like cinnamon, and I like how it tastes, but if you don't like cinnamon, don't add it. If you like pumpkin pie spice, add that. If you don't, I'm trying to think of other flavors that you might like, but let's say pumpkin pie spice or you know, a range of other warming spices in the morning, or it doesn't have to have anything. You could be as plain or as eccentric and creative as you want to be. So to this first one that has now the flaxseed meal, cinnamon, chia seeds, and half a cup of oats, I'm going to add 1 banana. And the bananas with the spots are sweeter. So I don't add any sugar or honey or any sweetener to this, but if you are on a diet that, you know, you can add sweetener and you want to, then go ahead. I do not eat any artificial sweeteners or anything like that. And I also do not use honey. So for me, I get my sweetness from fruit, but everyone do whatever works for you. So I just cut this into here. I use the whole banana. I'm fine with it. If you don't like bananas, don't use bananas, use other fruit combinations. This first one I'm showing you is a combination that I've tried many times and I really, really love. So it works. It works for me. And then I add, okay, so now I've got the bananas in there, and then I add some washed blueberries. I love blueberries, and they're so good for you. Berries are so good for you. They're loaded with antioxidants, and if you can have berries every day, have them and incorporate them into your diet. Okay, so now this is complete with everything that I want in it. So now I take my milk of choice, your milk of choice, whether that's dairy or non-dairy. Just make sure if you're getting non-dairy options that whatever you get, even if it's the flavored ones like vanilla or toasted coconut or anything, that it always says unsweetened. And so that you look here and there is 0 grams, if it would focus, 0 grams of sugar. You do not want anything additional in there. So then you take that, and for every half cup of oats, it's 1 cup of milk of your choice poured right on there. I measure because I don't eyeball this stuff because I just don't really know what a cup looks like after all the toppings go in there. Okay, so now that's complete. Now I'll give you two. Okay, so then here, this is complete now. All I do is give it a little stir, make sure the things go, you know, the milk gets spread around, the toppings get spread around. Now, sometimes I add, where is it? Where is it? Sometimes I add some peanut butter to this, or I put a handful of almonds or any kind of nuts that I want. So when I take it out of the fridge in the morning, I add that on top for texture. I'll show you the peanut butter I use that I like. I meant to take it out of the fridge and I did put it there, but okay, so this is a peanut butter that I use that I like. It's peanut butter, crunchy salted peanut butter, and it happens to have flax and chia seeds in it. The main thing I want you to know is when you're choosing a peanut butter, not to choose one that has any added oil or hydrogenated fats or anything like that. So these ingredients are roasted peanuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, sea salt. You could get any kind of nut butter, just get them in there in the most in the least processed way that you can, and by that I mean just get them without added oils. And even though when you grind up nuts into a butter, you're naturally getting more fat than if you would just eat a handful of nuts. So if you'd rather just have a handful of nuts, pack that separately so it doesn't get soggy in this mixture, and then just add that when you're ready to eat. Now this one is done. And what is that? What are we on? 6 minutes? And that was because I'm explaining. So you put a lid on that, you put it in the fridge literally overnight, hence the name Overnight Oats, ready to go in the morning. Extremely filling. Now this same base recipe, I'm going to try something new that I've never tried before. I'm going to actually add plantains to this, and I made these plantains simply by steaming them. And I know it's going to seem weird that I'm adding plantains to my oatmeal, but I don't know. I'm going to try it. I will let you guys know how it is, but plantains are sweet and they're similar to bananas, and you know what? I'm going for it. So I'm going to add these in there. And then I've already added the cinnamon. I'm going to just add my milk. I'm not going to add any other fruit to this because I don't know how plantains would work. Okay, so here we go. 1 cup of liquid again, because the oats will absorb the liquid, you'll see. Okay, and now give that a little stir. This is my version with the same base, except now I have plantains in here. I'm going to stir that up, and if I want to, when I open it up to eat it in the morning, I will add the nut butter of my choice, or some nuts, or additional fruit if I want to. Okay, so now that's 2 done, and we're at 8 minutes. Now, other flavor, we're done. That's the basic recipe. Other flavor combinations that are good. Cut up an apple, wash and cut an apple, and then add some cinnamon in there, and you have like basically apple pie or whatever. You could do pumpkin puree, just make sure it's 100% pumpkin. You add some pumpkin puree to your oatmeal, a little bit of pumpkin spice, some cinnamon, and all the toppings that I had said. Mix that up and you have a fall version of an oatmeal. You can take any in-season fruit and literally be creative with your oatmeal. You can do mangoes, you can do blueberries, you can do cherries, you can do peaches, anything, any flavor you love, any fruit that you love can be made into an overnight oatmeal. And you can even use frozen fruit. Hold on. So I happen to have these mango chunks, right, from Trader Joe's. What you can do is take these, measure out whatever you want, make the base, and then put these in there, leave it in the fridge, and it will thaw out in the fridge in your overnight oats, and you have a mango tropical treat when you're done. You can add desiccated coconut that's unsweetened to that, pineapple, you can, oh man, the possibilities are endless. Use your oats as a blank canvas and add any flavors that you want. I hope that was helpful. You can make these 4 at a time, 5 at a time for your week, or 2 at a time, and then every time you eat one, just replace it with one more so that you have an extra one for the next day, so that they don't get a little too soggy or maybe just not the texture that you want anymore. I hope that was super helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.